G'day, Josh here with a brand new mobile game called Sandship. So we're going to jump in and do a little bit of a let's play or a first time playthrough. This is the opening screen of the game. I'm not sure if anyone has ever heard of Factorio. From the App Store overview, it kind of gives me that sort of vibe. It's going to be building engines to generate things, and maybe there'll be a puzzle aspect as well. I'm not entirely sure just yet. That's what this stream is going to be all about. So we will jump in and get going, I guess. So I assume I just tap to continue. Here we go. So Harvey, he's my robot guide, I guess. He's asking if I'm real. Sorry about this mess. It's just this factory is really old and broken. All right, so this is going to be the first time user experience to give me an overview of what I need to be doing. It produced so much back then. Jonathan, welcome to the stream, mate. I can show you. So we're going to get an idea of... all right, so we've got a synthesizer on the left. It uses substance to make stuff. And an exporter on the right that collects stuff. That makes sense. And then want to see it in action. Hit the power button. Obviously, we have a break in the chain. Vinicius, welcome to the stream. All right, so we need to connect the belts up. That seems to be relatively straightforward. Just do a simple drag to do that. One thing that I have noticed is it doesn't fully fit to the screen of my iPad, which is a little bit annoying. You can see the black bars around the edge. Anyway, it won't be too big of a deal. All right, so hit claim there. Oh no, I need to start it first. Sorry, my bad. And then I can claim stuff as it gets exported. It doesn't claim automatically. I have to manually do it. 5 iron per second exactly. Cool. Maybe make something harder then. All right, let's do that. Iron plate sounds like a challenge. Use the press to shape iron into plates. I can do that. So obviously that costs me resources to build. Let's run that now. So we should see the iron. Oh, hold up. Item is too cold. Current temperature is 0. It should be 7 degrees. Okay. Because iron needs to be molten before... Wait, going from 0 is like frozen, 7's only just above frozen. How does that make it molten? No, I'm still playing Chess Rust, Jonathan. Just saw this game come up. It's a recently added game to the App Store, so I wanted to give it a look. Item is too cold. All right, no worries. What do we have to do? A well-placed heater on the left should melt the ore. That sounds good. Where do we have an overview of our current resources? Anyway. Let's see if we now get this resolved. So we should go through 3 different states. There we go. And then we have iron plates coming out the other end. Let's just go ahead and claim all those. Option 45, huh? I don't even know what that means. It's time for her to wake up. Alright, so we need to obtain 300 iron plates. I imagine that's going to happen as we continue to go. As the intro rolls. So, I have no idea what the story of this game is going to be like, but it seems interesting so far. Hopefully it's fun. That's the main thing that we're sussing out with this first time playthrough. So this, I imagine, is our Sandship, given that's what the game is called. So it's like moving factories in a big desert or something, I'm guessing. Looks like we're currently moored though, like a bunch of ropes coming off us, tying us down. Okay, I still keep thinking, what did I ever do to them that they hated me so much? There's a lot going on in Harvey's life. Yeah, Vinicius, I think it is single player, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet. So I need 300 iron plates. We're still progressing. We've got 2/3 of the way. All right, of course, these things cannot hold a Sandship. Nothing can match the power of the overwhelm. But first we will need credits and science, so we're trying to break free of these chains. Claim these plates. Yep, let's do that. We're getting close to 300. Contracts are where you earn credits, XP, and get old crates. What are old crates? Send some iron plates to see what we get back. Okay, so to get a common crate, 125 gold and 5 XP. It's going to cost me 5 iron plates, no worries. It doesn't cost us anything, so let's just go and do that. So obviously there's premium currencies like most mobile games these days. Let's go ahead and claim my rewards. What do I get in the crate? I have no idea what a red data card is, but it's a common item, so it's not that rare. Okay, so I can use a data card for research. A cutter device can cut plates into multiple rods. Okay, so it unlocks the cutter as a bit of machinery and the iron rod as a new element or resource. And I need 5 iron ore and 1 red data card, and 500 credits as well. Sure. The time element of this game could be a little bit annoying going forward if you have to wait too long to build stuff, collect stuff, things like that. Alright, so we have our cutter. This is how I get back into the factory. Sweet, let's go ahead and do that. Now let's get this ship fixed. Okay, so we've got a quests here. Track repair. So I need to obtain 300 iron plates, which I think I can actually do. Let me go ahead and claim. So we're at 300, so I've done that one. And now I need to obtain 100 iron rods. Alright, so Harvey's still chatting to us. Can you repair this front right track? I just can't do it. We need the plates for the tracks and rods for the structure. Okay, so I need to generate rods as well. Tap the rod icon to open the glossary. So this tells us how to generate rods. Sweet. So 0 degree. Oh, that's interesting because currently those iron plates are hot. They're molten iron plates. So I need to cool them, send them back through the cutter to get iron rods. Okay. So let's go back to our factory, I assume. How do I view the actual? Is it just the back? There we go. Okay, so turn the factory off. Select move mode so we can reposition the exporter to its new location. Got you. Switch to extend rotate mode. Tap on exporter to rotate it until it's got you. Perfect. Now let's extend. I have a very strong suspicion that we're going to maybe have a temperature issue here, but let's see how we go. Alright, start the factory, let's see what happens. Oh, and yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Another one to export just... Oh, they cool over time. Okay, that's good to know. That is very good to know. Right, so that's... yes, and so... Oh, that's good. Okay, content, that's what I currently have. Devices are here. So, I want to make another generator, another exporter, and then we want to... Oh, don't do that, please. Extend straight through. We needed the temperature. We needed the press. And now we should be generating both iron rods and iron plates with no hiccups. And I think I now have enough, right? 100 iron rods. Perfect. So I can collect those rewards. We've done our track repair. Yeah, Vinicius, there's so many games that seem to have that. Even like, I've played like a wide variety of totally different genres and they still have times on certain things, which is just part and parcel of mobile gaming these days, I guess, with in-app purchases. It is what it is. All right, so that's sustainable. Sweet, we've got that happening. Now what does Harvey want us to do? Let's go back and see if we have another... Yeah, we do. Okay, so we need a bunch more iron rods and I need to learn basic logistics. So that's just a research. Sweet, we have plenty of credits. Oh, we actually have a cap on credits as well. Looks like we can only ever hold 10k at a time. That's interesting to know. I'm out of collectibles. Oh wait, I need a red data card. So what did it say? Fulfill contracts to earn more. Where are contracts? Here. Okay, it is here. So I actually just need a bunch of iron. Okay. Hello. It's not giving. Oh, there we go. Inside. I kind of just want to generate iron, so let's go ahead and do that, right? Okay, so now I'm outputting iron plates, iron ore, and iron rods, which is great. Let's claim a bunch of that stuff. Go back to contracts. Now I've got enough there, perfect. And that's going to take 15 seconds, so we just wait that one out. And hopefully I get another red data card from this crate. I imagine that's going to be the case, given that our next mission requires another red data card. Let's go ahead and collect that. And red data card, there it is. So now I can research. We have all of the requirements, perfect. Let's go ahead and research that. We can skip that wait time. So now we have a grabber as well. Now that we've researched basic logistics. And we've leveled up, which is nice. What does that get us? Extruder, iron wire, and increase of credit cap. Okay. Oh no, we instantly go up to max credit cap. That's interesting. Okay, let's research extruding now. Sure. It's right there in your research screen, which is here. Extruding. So we need to go to injection molding. Unlock research base. Oh, sorry, it's the very first one we still need to do. So I need a red data trigon and a bunch of iron ore. Okay, so let's go and collect a bunch of stuff. Now, a red data trigon I'm probably going to get from one of these. But what do we have in here? Let's collect this as well. Now that I've obtained all of that. Do any of these rewards give me a... Ooh, interesting. So it seems like I now need to fill this, which I can do immediately. So let's go ahead and send off. And we'll come back in 12 seconds. Now, while we're waiting on that, here's the store. Here's all of your premium currency stuff and credits. Sometimes there's like free crates and things in the shops. It's worth checking out, but nothing currently. I can buy a basic building. I'm not entirely sure what that does just yet. We may come back to that. And consumables. So I can actually obtain... Okay, that's like power-up cards by the looks of it. Anyway, so we can go ahead and collect this contract now. And I assume this is going to be a data trigon. There's a data card. Ooh, we didn't get a trigon. We got a purification rod. Interesting. What does the plus button there mean? Oh, okay. So that's where we can add our power-ups. I understand. Let's just go ahead and continue sending off while we can. And hopefully I can get a trigon at some... Because I need that for the extrusion, right? Okay, so if I click on that, does it tell me how to get it? I think it comes from the crates. They both appear to be common, so I think eventually I'll get it from one of these. So we just have to keep grinding out these crates at this stage, I imagine. And there we go. Red data trigon. Perfect. My assumption was correct. So we've obtained that. Although that wasn't very smart. That's actually taught me a valuable lesson because we were already full. Our data cap was already our credit cap was already full. And so I just did nothing with that 2k credit. So I have to make sure that I don't claim them until I've got room in my credit cap. That's very good to know. All right, so now we can research. And obviously we just need to wait for that. So what else can I spend credits on at this point? Wait, what are lore items? Inbox, nothing there. Let's go ahead and collect a bunch of stuff again so I can continue earning these common crates. Okay, so we've researched extrusion, basic extrusion, or extruding. Now we can turn rods, heated rods, and iron wire. Okay, perfect. That makes sense. So I guess we just generate an entirely another setup. So let's turn that off. And we're going to it looks like we have a cap on the number of those. Oh no, maybe not. So we need to do a bit here actually. So let's go to move mode. Oh, that's weird. What happened there? Deselect that. No, I don't want to extend it, please. There we go. Figured it out. I still don't know how to figure out if that... I think that's already orientated the right way, is it? Oh, no, it's not. So I need to rotate that twice. There we go. Now we need to try and I have to deselect everything to move. All right, that's pretty centered. I shouldn't have to move it again. So we're going to pump out iron. Then we need to turn the iron into, oops, let's move that along one, shall we? That's kind of annoying. Wait, they look like they're going the wrong way. Okay, it's all going the right way now. Okay, so heat it up. Then we need to press it into plates. Then we need to turn the plate. We need to give the plates time to cool down. Then we need to turn the plates into rods. That's annoying. I think we have to do it on a straight bit, to be honest, by the looks of it. And then, is that the right way? No, it's not. Let's turn that around. Then we need to heat up the rods and turn them, or protrude them into iron coil, I think it was. So let's see if I've got that right. So we've got iron ore going in, being heated up, iron plates cooling down. Is it enough? Yes. Iron rods being heated up and then being extruded into coils. Perfect. So now we're collecting coils as well. Awesome. So good. Christine, welcome to the stream. I appreciate the support. All right, so we get a red data cyclet or cyclet. I'm not entirely sure what that is. So let's just check on here again. So I need 50 iron wires. How many of those have we got so far? We're close. I'm just going to wait for that to tick over 50. I'll claim that and we'll have another quest complete. There we go. Yeah, Christine, when the chat shows up on stream, that doesn't, I've got to actually see it on the screen. The overlay of my stream, I'm only on my iPad, I'm only seeing the game itself. I don't see the actual chat stuff unless I look up at my computer screen. All right, so let's go ahead and collect that. Obviously I had the credit cap space that time. Now what's happening? Looks like our Sandship is turning on. Engine is working again, okay. You never get used to how powerful it is. Are we about to break free of these chains? Maybe soon. How many of those? So the next objective, actually let's just keep, Harvey's still chatting, let's go through again. If we move now, those metal restraints could damage the exterior. Let's increase Sandship's structural integrity with iron bolts and plates. Okay, that makes sense. We need to fortify the ship. Okay. So I need to learn injection molding, and then I assume I'll be able to generate iron bolts and then collect those sorts of things. So I hadn't seen that bit yet. Let's go. Here we go. That's what I want. So I want injection molding. What do I need? I need iron wire. How much of that do I have? Enough. Perfect. So I can research that. How long is that going to take? 2 minutes. This is where things start to get a little bit annoying. Okay. And then I need more iron coils for that. Can I create... if I go back inside, do I have room to... So a couple of things. What happens, can I sell these? I have no idea. And can I create more? What happens if I sell that? It costs me 300, I think. Oh, okay, I just have one in the bank to use later. Okay, I understand. I probably don't want to pause that while I'm doing this though. So, interesting. I could theoretically set up an entirely another system to generate even more coils, but I'm going to need, I think, that space to do the bolts. This is where maybe a grabber might come in. because that grabber I can then route to another system. So maybe I could grab like the rods, for instance, and route them to a system to shortcut straight to those bolts. All right, do I have enough? Let's claim all that. How am I looking now in terms of the research tree? 26 seconds. What about here? Oh, actually, I can send off for another crate here, and that was also one of my requests. So let's go ahead and do that. I need to get 2 more crates, I believe. What is this currency? Constantly harvested by Sandship is used for producing simple molecules. I'm not entirely sure what we do with that just yet, but anyway. 4, 3, 2, 1, and injection molding has been researched. That'll give us a shaper and an iron bolt as a new item. So the shaper works almost like extruder. Okay, that's good to know. So, but you need to select a shape for shaping first. Yep. That makes sense. I think I also need coils to build it. What do we get here? Another trigon. We need coils for a lot of stuff at this point. So let's go back. Now, I think this is where I can grab. Let's turn this off. I think I can grabs from there and pops out there. Okay, so then I'm going to be collecting stuff, and I need to have a conveyor belt to send it back to the collector, and then this is where I need to use a shaper. I think it just goes right here, right? So I need more coils. Let's go ahead and collect. We've got enough now. And I can choose the recipe, iron bolt. And does that grabber do what I expect? I think if we've just done that, I think it did. My next set of diagnostics will take a while to finish. What is that? Explore the area. A good engineer is always aware of their surroundings. But first, let's go ahead and claim whichever one of... Oh, okay, I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that yet. So we'll just wait for both of those. But if I go back here, I just want to actually view... It is pumping out bolts. That's not powered. How do I power that? Oh no, there it is working. There we go. And I don't like grabbing that actually makes sense because there's clearly a issue. Like there's a look at the number going into the extruder and the number of coils coming out. Like it's not matching up. So grabbing some of those to turn into bolts makes a lot of sense there. Logesh, Moses, and Craig, welcome to the stream, fellas. Yeah, and that's exactly right, Vinicius. So at the moment, we're only dealing with iron. But once we start adding other elements, like there's going to be tons of other elements that come into play here, then things are going to get like actually crazy. So let's go ahead and send off for our 3rd crate, which does allow us to claim this. Now, yep, I've got room in the credit cap, so I'm not going to miss out on anything there. Now we just got to obtain a bunch of bolts so I can finish that quest. That seems to be the slowest to make at this point in time. A little bit slower to make than coils by the looks of it. That's fine. All right, so let's go back out to the area. A corroded particle accelerator. Who let a brand new tech get rusty? Look at that rickety building on the right. I think I heard a cranky old Jar yelling from inside. Better see what he wants. So I need to obtain 100 bolts. He's got nothing to say. Literally none. That's funny. The input still isn't like, it's always at max capacity there. I'm not entirely sure if they're related or not, but anyway. Let's go ahead. Oh, we've got some stuff here. So collect. I've got credit cap space. We've got to make sure I check that before I collect. Our crate or contract has come in, so we've got to get ourselves an old crate. What's in this one? Red data card and a blue data trigon. Okay. So I'm assuming all the red stuff so far has been for iron. I wonder what blue will be for. That's going to be interesting. And we're close to level 3 as well. So let's claim a bunch of stuff. That should... Oh, we're still waiting on those bolts. Where's our science at? Oh, credit capacity increase. That would also be nice. But once again, we need bolts. We need iron bolts, hey? So we still need roughly 16 more bolts to do this. Can I get more info there? Not really. Alright, so the old man, drag and drop 100 iron ore. Oh wait, that's iron ore that he wants? Okay. Wait, let's do it here. I need to drop 100. Let's not get that wrong. I think we'll do it this way. Might be easier. Oh no, I don't want to destroy items. Wait a minute. Does he want ore or plates? It looks like he wants plates. Hold up. It definitely says ore. Are you happy now, Gramps? Hopefully that'll keep the old coot quiet. Okay, so what did we do? We just claimed, all right, we finished that. What does that give us? So I don't want to claim that yet because I have my credit cap maxed out. So we're going to save until I've got, save collecting that until I've got space in my credit cap again. So it's currently full. Moses, this game, it's like a factory builder by the looks of it, but I'm only just getting into it. So, all right, we've got another quest complete. Once again, I don't want to claim that, but I think I need to start doing the next part of my, the walkthrough, to be honest. I'm going to start, what else can we, okay, I'm going to try and look for other ways to spend credits. So let's get a few more iron bolts, research this, that'll increase our credit cap as well as spending some of our credits. So it's a win-win. And we've got enough, so I can do that. How long is that going to take? A minute? So I think we just have to wait, hold off for a minute, and we're very close to leveling up. 41 XP away from leveling up. Now, what does this screen do for us? We haven't really looked at this screen yet, so I imagine that, ooh, as the ship levels up, you get more factory space. Ooh, okay, so let's go ahead and collect that there. What does this one give us? I'm not sure if it's a PvP game or not. We'll have to get into it a little bit more, but at this stage it looks to just be a single player game. So 20 seconds away from that finishing. Looks like we, oh no, we do have an item capacity max as well, to be honest. Interesting. That is very interesting. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and collect. So what is our new max credit cap? 25k. Awesome. That's significantly larger. So now we can claim the rewards from these quests. Oh, I still need I spent my bolts on the research. That's right. So now we're still roughly 50 bolts away there. And that will be the final, that'll sort out our structural integrity, so to speak. Is there other parts of this ship we can, no, we can. So we have one basic building. So as our ship upgrades, let's go back here. So currently we're on a level 1 ship. But when we get to level 2, we'll have room for 4 factories by the looks of it. Level 3, 9 factories. Level 4, 16 factories. 25 factories. I don't know. It just keeps increasing space to build stuff, I guess. So each one of those squares, theoretically, will be a building of some type that you can then generate a bunch of stuff in. Yeah, I could definitely optimize the factory. That's a good point. But I imagine if I actually claim this, we'll be fairly close to quests. What are we at? So we're at, okay, 31 away. I just want to see if, we're not doing anything else with those rods at the moment, so let's send off for that. What else? Is there anything else I can do at this stage? Nothing there. Ah, here we go, materials. Just look at all the materials. So we're only, at the moment, collecting iron ore. Carbon, copper ore, steel, silicone, sulfur, and then you get onto the advanced plates, rods, coils, glass, spheres, tubes, bottles, gears, chains, pipes, gearboxes, barrels, ammunition, circuit boards, hydrogen, oxygen, water, sulfuric acid, carbon powder, iron powder, sulfur powder, and everstone. Wow. So there's definitely some stuff in there to work towards. Tons of machinery still to unlock as well, obviously, as well as collectibles to get out of those crates. And I guess I can assign favorites in that section as well. We've already looked there, but... So I don't need to buy another building just yet, but that's the only thing in the shop I can buy with credits. Okay, that's good to know. So we should now be finished. Structural integrity. Done. We've ended the first chapter. So the village looks like it was abandoned a long time ago. Why is your sandship tied up in the town square? Let's end the chapter. And yes, there is lots of rods and plates being kind of old. That is absolutely true. Do we break free of the chains? I imagine we will. There we go. What is this? So I'm not sure whether it's going to wipe our factory in chapter 2 or whether we'll still have the same factory. Alright, so it's more intro stuff, I guess. I think that was essentially the tutorial, the walkthrough. So, level up, we're now at level 3, which means I can upgrade my ship. There we go. Bunch of new researchers available as well. But where was the... Oh, okay, I'm not sure. I didn't do enough exploring. That's my bad. I didn't do enough exploring when I was still in chapter 1. That's fine. Our credit cap is max, so I don't want to claim that just yet. Upgrade building to level 4. I definitely want to do that. So how do I optimize my buildings? What is this? Hale is where I grew up. Small town, dead quiet, plenty of space for Ruth to build her structures. I actually don't know whether Harvey's a human or a robot, by the way. Let me know in chat whether you think he's a human or a robot. Need to push the tank and move faster. I imagine that will be part of it too as we continue on. Alright, so let's jump in. We're going to upgrade our building. What do we have to do that? Just a bunch of credits. Perfect. So we'll let that do its thing, which means I can now go and claim that because we've got the space. So it'll take us back up to 25k credits. I can collect that. Now we've got... Now this is where some of those other elements look like they come in handy, Vinicius, in that I can now send off plates and rods for that crate. That's a long contract, 2 hours. Woo! So he's giving me a free delivery. Okay, yes. So, I mean, it's not really quick. Okay, it's still quicker, I guess. 12 minutes into the 2 hours. We can also send off for more bolts if I get more of those as well. How many of those do I have? Not quite enough yet. Complete 3 contracts, so I definitely need to keep doing those. Upgrade ship to level 2. Let's go ahead and see what we need to do that. Lots and lots of bolts. So, whoops, I'm going to go back here as well. I'm trying to get to. We want to definitely check out inside. What is properties? What does that do? Oh, it gives us info about the basic building. That's fine. Let's jump back inside. There is significant holds up in some parts of this. That's very, very interesting. What at this point do we not really need a bunch of? I really need to... Alright, so let's turn that off for a second. We're going to go into delete or stash mode. Can I move a bunch of stuff at once? Oh, I'm so glad I can do that. I'm so glad I can do that. So what I would like to do... Can I move that directly over, or does it have to... Okay, I think it has to have a conveyor belt between. It can't be straight between 2 bits of equipment. Robots actually grow up. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. It must be a human. Robots don't grow up. Connor, welcome to the stream, mate. So... I can't really... Well, actually, no, I can do this. Let's move this. Add some of this back. Now, I should be able to move this down one. Nope, just want to select that, please. really annoying. So I guess I have to move that first. Oh, the moving function here is not ideal. Stash, stash, stash. Let's try this way. Move. Okay. Now, theoretically, I can add another one of these, which goes that way. Okay. Now I should theoretically, if I've done that correctly, be generating twice as many bolts as I was. Let's see if I've yes. Oh no, I haven't selected a recipe there. My bad. Bolts, there we go. Turn back on. Looks like whenever you make a change here, it automatically turns off the factory. Which also resets all the progress on all the conveyor belts. That's fine, it doesn't really take that long. So now we should be generating twice as many bolts. Almost. They're almost too cool for that second one, but they're going in just warm enough that they still are able to be turned into bolts. That's totally fine. So now we're generating twice as many bolts, which is fantastic. Could they both go the same way? You might have to expand on that, Vinicius. I'm not entirely sure what you're asking. When you say can they both go the same way, what did you mean by that? So I need to go back into the research tree here. What do we need for... I need a red data trigon. So I need another red data trigon. So I definitely need bolts to send off for this common crate. So I probably have enough now. Yes, send. Oh, I can only do one at a time. Well, that's kind of annoying. So I have to wait 7 minutes 20 to do that research. Is there anything else that I can possibly do? Blue, no, not really. Steel. How do I generate steel? That looks complex and it's locked at this point in time. So I can't do anything else there. So we're just going to go back to quests, I think. So the ship upgrade, is that close? The building upgrade was the other thing I was working on. How's my building upgrade going? Do I have to pay... Do I have to pay crystals to do that? Or did I just shortcut that? Oh, I think I just shortcut the time. That was my bad. We need to get it to level... It's already level 4, right? It still says level 3. I'm confused. Upgrade building to level 4. Okay. I'm slightly confused as to that. The first... Okay, let's go back to what Vinicius is saying here. The first... I had for the rods into bolts. Yes. Oh, yes, of course. I understand what you're saying. The issue possibly with that is look at the input rate versus the output rate. At the moment, it's 1 for 1 on both. If I try doing what you suggested, I think what will happen is we'll actually start losing out on bolts. Does it give me a rate? We have to obviously wait for it to catch up. It doesn't really give me a rate at which the bolts get out. But anyway. Oh no, it does. 0.91. So 2 rods go in, but the bolts don't come out at the same rate. So currently the output rate on the right hand side of the screen is 0.91. Now if I change that back that way, let's see. Although it still says 0.91 to be honest. Oh, actually, these are just being animated. It's still actually increasing the number of bolts and things that we have without that. That's interesting. All right, let's upgrade our Sandship. That was another one of our quests. Okay, so now we've got more room to buy other stuff. So put a micro factory in there. Okay, if you have the credits, which I do, buy the micro factory. That's what he wanted, right? A micro factory. Ooh, that looks interesting. That was back in the shop, right? Micro factory. Okay. What level is that? Level 4. I don't even really know what upgrading does here, but let's just go ahead and do that. The annoying thing is, oh no, it does show you the time on the building itself. It shows that it's still got 5 minutes to go. That's interesting. Incoming transmission, how do I view that? Next. I never thought I would see a living one in my lifetime. Okay, this guy definitely looks like a robot. My name is V-Maker. I kind of make things. Everyone knows me here. You can teach me so much. Think like overwhelm lasso equations for superheated matter. Okay. You are not a real engineer, aren't you? For the well, how are you driving this thing? How did it even accept you? Never mind. Are you using a simple grabber to balance a belt system? Okay, so obviously we are using a grabber, and we've talked about the balancing or the overloading a little bit. I would start with a splitter logistics research. It looks like we can split belts into 2 maybe then. So I need to learn splitter logistics. So I still need to get another red data trigon, which comes down to these crates. So there's still another 3 minutes before I can access that crate. So I'm just gonna have to wait that one out. But if we do jump into this factory, this one, we've got nothing going on in here. So this is where I can start adding things, right? Well, actually, let's remove that one and move that up. They're all the right way. So now, I mean, bolts is the only thing I really want at this point, to be totally honest. So that was a kind of complex system, if I remember it correctly. Then it had to cool down. Yeah, I don't think we can actually get bolts happening in this factory. I think that's about as good as we can get with that much space, to be honest. Because these things have to be placed on straight intersections. Oh, I've just done another, that's funny, that's my bad. I put another, that was meant to be one of these. Let's try that again. So yeah, so that'll generate, that gives us just enough time for those to cool down, and that will generate rods, but we don't. The annoying thing is, I don't know if I can change these. Yeah, if I could, it looks like you can only output core resources. If I could output like all these rods that I've got, that would be amazing, but it doesn't look like you can actually do that. So you just have to deal with that. The first treadmill you had for the hot rods onto bolts. Yeah, I got that. Yes, that looks to be the case. The contracts. If I hit send here, I get an issue saying complete the previous and free up a van, which I don't want to do. Maybe there's a premium. There's probably a premium item you can purchase. Or maybe not. They're just all speeding up. Different rates of speeding up and different. Like the most expensive one lasts for 3 days. So maybe you can only ever grab one at a time. It seems a bit sus, but I imagine as you start to level up in the game, you probably don't want common crates as much anyway. But I haven't played enough of the game to know that at this point in time. So I still need to learn splitter logistics. Splitter logistics, I think I just needed the red trigon for. So yeah, so at this point in time, actually this is about to wrap up, so I really hope that we get a red trigon from this common crate. Here we go. What do we get? Not the trigon. That's annoying. And at this point, I kind of keep wanting using the speed up thing, because the speed up thing's still got 6 minutes. That's 3. I think I'll just do this one. Gives me more credits at this point. It takes double as long as this, but it's just while I've got this speed boost item there. So in 6 minutes time I'll have that objective done. Learn split objectives also relies on that. So we can't do anything more with quests or crates or contracts at this point in time, but I can upgrade the ship further. So if I go back to the store and buildings, what does a long factory do? What are their sizes? So a 12 by 12 is a standard grid. I don't actually think I can fit a long factory in just yet anyway. I think I'm at 12 by, oh no, I would be at 36 by 36, I guess, with my ship. How do I go back here? It's 36 by 36, right? If each is 12 by 12, yeah. So I could put a bunch more micro factories in, but I can't really do a whole lot with those micro factories at this point in time. Now they've been upgraded, so let's just continue upgrading, I guess. Finish all segments first. What does that mean? Oh, I understand now. That micro factory becomes useful. This is like Doctor Who. You go inside the phone booth and everything is way bigger. Okay, I understand. That's actually super useful now. So what about this one? Is this one bigger as well? Yes. Okay. So that's what upgrading does. It just gives you more space. So we can definitely start to optimize here. So we can upgrade that again. That'll take half an hour, but we can go inside here and now we can optimize. And I can start actually generating. So I'm going to wipe this. I'm going to bank it all. When I say delete it, the cost you don't have to pay again. You can see the little numbers in my devices inventory. That's the ones I've already paid for and I can reuse for free. Yes. Yeah, I checked that earlier, Vinicius. You have to have at least one conductor or belt. They just call it a belt. Conveyor belt is what I was looking for, not conductor. Conveyor belt. But we can definitely maximize that now. So we want... Kind of annoying that we can't see the left hand there. Oops. Just want to move that over. Then we want conveyor belts to... Okay, we want that next. Then we want that. Then we need time to cool. So the next one will be slicing. That'll happen here. And then we have to heat the rods up again. This is all from memory. I might have to come back and check this. And then we turn them into coils. Do I have to heat up again? I might not have to. Then, yeah, so I don't think I can put this on a corner because it won't, it only ever goes through in a straight line. That's kind of annoying. But theoretically now, I just need to add a bunch of conveyor belts. We'll drag a couple more out so I can hide that and move them as needed. Go away. Oh, the selecting of multiple things. So sometimes it selects, sometimes it just drags. This is very confusing. I don't understand why it does. Sometimes it... Oh. So if I just go to move, no. If I go, just that please. No. What if I... There we go. If I drag from a bit of equipment. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I can understand. So theoretically though, what I want to be doing, I think... Oh. No. Unselect. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're getting there. Although the grabber isn't going to fit there. So I actually need to... Oh, this is... stash those. I think that I can put a grabber there. That'll work. This is definitely getting complex. What I want to do though is actually check if I have remembered that correctly. Yes. So it doesn't need to go to coils though. I think I misremembered that. We don't need to get coils. So it can just go, that can be removed. You can just, oops. You can just go straight. Let's reassess here. Can you just go straight to that? Which means I can then use a grabber here. Okay. So the grabber will be going here. And that will then be funneling into another one of these. And then we need 2 endpoints. Please let me move. Yep, that's good. Come on. Oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. That needs to rotate. Okay. Then... just need one more bit of conveyor belt, which seems to be hard to put down on its own. Theoretically now, if I've got that correct, and select those recipes, we're now generating bolts, right? Have I got that correct? Do we have... no iron is coming in here. How do I select... why do I have no iron coming in? Yasha, yeah, it's kind of a pale weight game. It does seem to be in that. Oh, that's facing the wrong way. I just realized that is totally facing the wrong way. So I need to stop so I can turn that around. Go away. That's my bad. Now we should be good. There we go. Insomniac, you've been playing this since yesterday, and as advised, you got advice, that's great. If I want to save some space, then put things next to each other. Oh, so you don't... I tried to do that earlier and it didn't work. But that's good to know. So you don't actually need... oh, I've got the collectors the wrong way too, I guess. I thought I had everything the right way. What is going on here? They are the right way. So I am outputting, right? Why is the animation showing weird? Oh, my claim there was cat. Okay. Still stuff about this game I was learning. I'd reached the max space above. I hadn't claimed it, and so therefore all of my construction or all my mechanical operations had paused until I claimed. That makes sense. All right, so we can go ahead and collect that. Please give us a red data trigon. We really need that blue. That's good. And a red. Perfect. That was exactly what we needed. So now I can research little logistics. 5 minutes wait on that. And that need another one of these crates. So let's go ahead, and they're both 3 minutes now, but that one is still using the time boost and gives me more credits. We'll use that one. And that now gives me this. Rods and plates, which I'm collecting, not at a fast rate, but I'll get there eventually. 5 contracts now, that's fine. So splitter logistics is the next thing that we're working towards. But now, as Insomniac was saying, the only thing we need distance for is for cooling down. So let's see if we can actually, out of curiosity, let's just let's delete that and move that there. And theoretically that should still do the exact same thing. It looks like the only time at this point that you'll need belts is for cooling down, for the grabber, and maybe for splitters and things like that as well. Yeah, we still have the same output. You can actually see it. Very barely see it going between the two. So that is very, very good to know, Insomniac. I appreciate you giving me that, because I very quickly tested it but didn't think it was working, but it actually is working. So how much more time we got on that? Just under 4 minutes. There's definitely lots of optimization that can be done there. I'm still not sure. I guess we're not ever obtaining a new ship, so I imagine that all of the progress I'm doing, like the ship will grow, but I'll never, like all these buildings, unless I actually remove a building, delete it somehow, or upgrade it further, that they will all continue to do their thing. So I can only do one upgrade at a time too. Slightly annoying. Snatch some more rods. Yes, that's a very good point. So let's focus a little bit now on optimizing, shall we? So we're going to go back into our micro factory here. Now that I can compress a bunch of stuff, this can get... So how much, in terms of cooling, I need 1, 2, 3... I need 4 lengths of belts, I believe, to do the cooling. So that's good to know. So we're going to start removing all the conveyor belt. And now we're going to start moving things next to each other. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't be on corners. That's the only annoying thing. So, but maybe we just, maybe we can do this a little bit different. Whoops. I'd like to stash that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I can theoretically do... Oh, it has to come out that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so... Okay, so let's just keep moving stuff out of the road. Ah, stop doing that, please. Just let me move. I have to select it to move. If I drag from it, that's... Okay, I get that. So unclick, drag from that. That will generate... Okay, okay. Click that. Move it there. That cuts... So now I can move the... Oh, no. Now I can... Please move. Please move. Why does it sometimes automatically change to the rotate? I don't understand that. Anyway. Go back to the move. Need one more... Well, I guess it's still not optimal, actually. 2, 3, 4. The spacing is a touch bit awkward here. Yeah, the min-max in this game is, I agree. I think I could definitely get into this. Going vertical first might be the play here. That's a good... Let's try that. Because we've got... Yeah, it's just a touch awkward at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to start rotating things. That's going to go down this way. We're going to move this here. Going to move... Oh, come on. It's... The controls are a little bit... Taking a little bit of getting used to at this point. Let's stash those. Now, let's move all this stuff out of the road. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have to... Because the next thing I need to do is split it into rods. So I still need to let it cool before I can split into rods. We're going to come back to that. Let's go ahead and collect that. Bunch of rods. While we still have the speed boost, I guess I'll... Although 3 minutes, so that's not going to work. So let me just go ahead and do that one now. Alright, fantastic. We have splitter logistics. This might help in this factory. What does the splitter do? Does it work on a belt? This could be very, very useful. Ooh, now we're going to learn about carbon. That's things are about to get interesting, I think. So let's go back to our micro factory. What does the splitter do? Aha! Yes. Okay, I want to go back to my bigger factory for a second because I want to just look at the numbers. So I'm outputting... why have the, oh, bolts 0.91. So, okay, I'm only generating rods with one, what do I want to call that? One chain? There's only one chain there generating rods. And that chain is generating, I'm ignoring the coil, right? Ignore the coil. Just the one at the very top that's generating rods. It's generating 5 rods per millisecond? No, it must be per second. 5 rods per second. I'm not sure what the M per second means, but let's go 5 rods per second. I'm generating under one, so I can definitely, off a single rod chain, I can generate 5 bolts at a time, essentially. Maybe more, actually. Maybe 10 bolts at a time, if I'm getting that correct. So I want to almost run this through the middle into a splitter, so I'm getting access with grabbers to rods everywhere. So what I think I need to do here, 1, 2, 3. Oh, don't do that. Just let me, there we go. That gives them time to cool down. Then I can move. Oh my gosh, this part of it is very frustrating. Okay, there we go. That will then cool down enough. Then I can run. I have to heat it up again, don't I? So let's go up one more here. I'm just trying to optimize space as much as possible. Yep, that's fine. So we're going to do that. Let's just add a belt this way. This is not the easiest thing to do in the world, but that's fine. We'll get there. Then it needs to cool down again. Please let me move you. There we go. Okay, so we're generating the rods which are being heated, and then theoretically this is when we can split them, right? It's got 2 inputs as well. How does that work? I'm not sure what the 2 inputs does, to be totally honest. We only need 1 input. And then I need... we're running out of space here a bit too. Let's move all this up. I think moving it up will work. So we're going to be generating heated rods, which are then going through, turn that around, iron bolts. Okay, I think I'm wrapping my head around this slowly, and then we collect those there with a bit of belt between. But I also want another grabber in here, grabbing from there, as well as this grabber grabbing from there. Although that grabber there is going to be a problem, because then that... Okay, so we're going to have to remove this a little bit. So this conveyor belt, we're going to have come out this way. And we need a conveyor belt here as well. I don't want those connected. How do I stop them being connected? This is... Please... There we go. Connect those. And I want this rotating that way. There we go. This is definitely. Dim Dim, yeah, I think it is an offline game, by the way. What do you mean by has two for flexibility? You might have to, I'm not sure that I fully understand what that means at this stage. But I would love for you to, your hypotheses are usually pretty accurate. So if you have any ideas, I would love to you to offer some insight now. What else can I now research? In transit cap. I have no idea what that does. I could also... What's the puzzle? Puzzle building with an obstacle. I kind of want to... I know carbon is what we're meant to be looking at, but I kind of want to do the puzzle. I kind of want to do the puzzle. Not going to lie. Oh, yes, that makes sense. Yes, that does make a lot of sense. That I understand. I just realized I've got that on the wrong spot anyway. That grabber. That's not going to work there. Right, let's look at this again. We're going to have stuff coming out. So we've got our hot rods coming out. And I think I can fit, I think this will work. I think I can go 3 here. I think that can go in there. Although that can't be on a corner. That's alright, that's alright. I think I can still make this work. That comes around there. Then we end our first right there. That is our first bolt. Now we just need to, that's still a bolt. Now our second one goes down this way. And then we can, oh, actually it's going to cool down in that time, isn't it? I might need another heater upper right here. I think that'll fix that problem. We're probably going to have the same issue here as well. Which also almost makes the one that I'm using before the splitter redundant, but for now I'm just going to use duplicates here. We'll come back and address the redundant one. Okay, so there's the end of chain number 2. Do I have space for chain number 3? I think so. I don't think I'm going to be able to make a 4th or a 5th with the current building size, but I think I can do this. So make sure that that's a bolt recipe, make sure that that's a bolt recipe. And now, if I've done that right, we're theoretically now generating 3 sets of bolts. Why is that not cutting? Is that going the wrong way? Oh, that's so annoying. One of them's the wrong way. That. Alright, try that again. Yes, we have an increased bolt output. Okay, the rate has now jumped to 2.5, which is fantastic. We actually don't... We could probably do that without the additional heaters, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure if the bottom one would work, but at least the top and the right-hand side don't need the extra heaters. But anyway, so we can go ahead and collect that. The problem solving of optimizing the factories, I will really enjoy that side of it, especially when it starts to get more complex. Now there's a rare crate here. That does take 2 hours. I am going to send off for that rare crate. Now I can research the puzzle, right? So I would like to do that. It's going to take 10 minutes. What else do I need here? Another red data cyclet and a ton of bolts. Okay, but the carbon synthesizer is really what I need to be doing next. But that's pretty fun. Now, how far away are we from upgrading further? I can still 6 minutes from that. That's going to get even more room in 6 minutes time. So that's going to be fun. Oh, here we go. So Insomniac. With the more in transit cap, you can store more things before you even claim them. That's good. So you can be AFK for longer. Because right now I feel like being AFK from the game. Although, does it generate if you're out of the game, or do you have to be in the game for it to be generating? I don't actually know. And Vinicius is saying the same thing. And the puzzle gives you money for solving pre-made levels, like figuring out which machine is missing and adding it to complete objective. Interesting. So it sounds like it's more of a fun element, that maybe it's not the most viable source of econ, but it sounds like it might be a bit of fun. So anyway, in 5 minutes time that will be optimized. So the one thing that makes it kind of awkward is that you can't put any machinery on a corner. That kind of, especially when it takes 4 lengths of belt to cool things down, and everything is based on a 4x4 grid, then it kind of makes things awkward with the cooling process. But is there equipment that, is there like coolers that will cool things down? How do I, devices? Is there a cooler? What looks like it might be a cooler? Oh, importer. That importer is going to be super useful. Oh, it does generate things if you're offline. Okay. I wonder if it does it at a slower rate or not. Long grabber, that will also be useful. Is there a cooling device? Blower? No, that's for glass. There might not be a cooling device. Ooh, smart spill looks interesting. So the cooling just has to happen. Oh, hang on. That's our cooling device. But it requires steel pipes and glass spheres to build. So it's going to be a late game item. But there is a cooling device. That is like the ultimate optimization item. Because that cooling device takes up a space on its own, and it only needs 1 belt. You can get rid of the other 3 belts. So you'll essentially half the required space with using that item in terms of cooling. So that's super useful. Yeah, our bolt rate is way more significant now. And obviously we could also jump into our bigger factory, and that has got plenty of room for lots of further optimization there as well. So what we could, let's see what else do we have waiting on us at this point in time. So we've got our research, 6 minutes there. That's 2 hours. That's not going to happen anytime soon. We can go ahead and collect that. So carbon research was the next one, but we need another data cyclet, and that's going to come from this crate. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. The contracts isn't going to be completed anytime soon, and neither is that, because it's based on contracts. This is probably for you, Insomniac, is the only way to obtain these data items from the contracts. Is there any other way to obtain the data items? Right, so puzzles can be fun to do while you have time to wait for something at the beginning. They're easy. Okay, that's good, yeah. It's a good way to use some of that downtime when you're waiting for these contracts and other things. So the other thing that I was working towards was that building upgrade, right? Or this one here. That's 2 minutes away. So I think the next things we're waiting on now is that building upgrade and this puzzle, which is roughly 6 minutes away. There's nothing else I don't think I can be doing at this point in time. Does this tell me how to obtain them? Not really. Yeah, no worries, Vinicius. Enjoy your sleep, mate. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Okay, contracts are the only way, Insomniac. That's good to know. And Vinicius, let me know if you start playing this game as well. So we were a couple of minutes away from that upgrade. So about a minute 20 away from that upgrade. And then we'll try and further optimize that factory. We're going to have that mini factory just generating bolts, I think, at this point in time at least. So let's buy some more buildings. Another micro factory. Spend some of that. We'll just buy the 3. And obviously they're empty at this stage. Now 50 seconds away from completing that. Now, can we explore? Is there anything? Not while we're traveling, I guess. What is this thing? Is that where we collect our stuff? I imagine that's where we collect our stuff. Kevin, welcome to the stream, mate. So we'll need more of those because we're almost at our cap here, which is not great. Oops. We're very close to our 25k cap, so that'll be a research, I imagine. Yeah, that's what this one is. So I can actually research that now. I've got the bolts to this. Let's go in. Oh, that is researching. Hold up. Oh no. Once again, we can only research one thing at a time. So once the puzzle finishes in 3 minutes, then I'll be able to, because we're on stream, let's just go ahead and do this. Let's just hit that, finish now for 3 crystals. So the puzzle's done, and let's get that in-transit cap going. So that puzzle, collect, is that a building? It is, it's a puzzle building, okay. So now let's go back. Yes, I am ready. All right, so let's go back to our ship. And we're going to add a puzzle building. How do I do that? I've got to purchase it. Okay. Purchase a puzzle building. All right. Okay, so here's our first puzzle. So our goal is to output steel rods. So we're inputting iron ore, we're heating. So what do I... Produce the following items in the required count and time. So I don't think there's there's just 5 of them I think I just need to get. So I got to remember how I need to press it. So this... I need to move it. Oh, it can't be moved. Interesting. So all those items are locked. Okay, I see. Okay. Can they not even be rotated? No. Can they be... They can't... Nothing can be done to them. So... I'm a little bit confused. Is it bugged? Or if I... Will that naturally... If I just do that... Oh, it naturally changes. Okay. It naturally changes. I wasn't sure it would do that. There we go. That puzzle's now done. I didn't realize that bottom left belt would actually adjust its angle. I thought it was just locked in that upright position by default. Oh, that's all right, Insomniac. I certainly appreciate the advice you've been giving me so far. Sure. Okay, so we've reached our cap here, I think. Oh, we've got another puzzle. Let's jump back out, claim that. So we're at our cap, so I'm gonna have to, that's bugged out a little bit. Let's try that again. What resources should I throw out? Let's just dump a bunch of those. I need to get more bolts, I think. So 2 minutes away from that. Now, let's go back into our ship, our micro factory. upgrade has been completed, so we can now choose. How do I unlock that? Why isn't it letting me? Okay. So I need more plates. I need a lot more plates. Oh no, I've got plates. Oh, that's steel plates. Okay, that is not iron plates. That is steel plates. That's good to know. So our research here is, that cap is going to be super useful. That's a minute away. So let's now jump back into another puzzle. Okay. So I think it's simply just a matter of doing that, right? Oh, bless me. That should be the solution there. Ah, no, it's not, because they need to be heated. That's my bad. Look at the access to all the different things you have too. Wow, that's fun. That should be the solution. There we go. So it looks like about 1k credits each time you do that at this point in time. But now that research should be complete. Here we go. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. And our storage space will be now significantly increased. So now our max storage space... Oh, that's not actually our max... Oh no, both increased. Okay. Our in-transit and claimed both doubled, which is fantastic. I still need a red data cyclet for that. Yeah, so the carbon is the next one I need to work towards, but we're just going to have to wait roughly 2 hours for that rare crate to come in and hope that it has the right item. And all those, as I've touched on, are tied into that as well. So we can actually get another... Can we upgrade that? No. So let's go ahead and upgrade that again. Oh, I've got to finish all segments first. That's my bad. We'll upgrade the big one. There we go. And let's just jump in and do a few more puzzles, I guess. So this one, I need to output steel rods. We've only output iron rods so far, so this is where I don't entirely know. Let me just run it and see what happens. So we need to cool it. We need to cut it. I don't know how to cut. Will that cut? I think that'll work. Is that it? Or do we need to also heat it up? I don't... 1, 2, 3... I don't think it's cooling down enough, so I think that's good, right? Yeah, there we go. That's good. Perfect. This will give me a bit of insight as to some of the future stuff I will have to do. I think it always is helpful just by starting it off and seeing where things are breaking. That gives you the first... Item is too hot. Okay, so... I need to turn that around if I can. There we go. And I think I also probably, looking at this, need to turn that around. I feel like that's now the solution. Does that give me the right outcome? Yes, there we go. So now that I've wrapped my head around how these work, they're so far not too difficult. This one's a little bit more complex. There's lots of empty spaces. So we're trying to output steel coils, steel springs. And not much is happening at all. So we're getting steel plates. Let me see if has that been... extruder. I'm not sure if that's going to work or not, but let's have a look. Let's see what it does for us and see if we have to make any changes. Do we get springs coming out? Yes, there we go. Very, very nice. The puzzles are pretty fun. We can create our own puzzles as well by the looks of it. So I just need to double the output. So with this one, I just need to mirror what's happening. So I just need to make sure that everything's the same, basically. So I just need to add one of those over here. Ah! I didn't want to do that. Still wrapping my head around the build system. It's not the most intuitive thing in the world. I think theoretically though and it keeps opening that tab, which is kind of annoying. You can't move this out of the road. It's always overlaid by the tab somewhat. But theoretically, this should now give us enough output. It's good to know you can merge two belts into one like that as well. I didn't know you could do that. So I'm learning stuff by doing these puzzles as well. Being able to merge like that is very, very useful. The splitting and then the merging back together will save you space. It means I can further optimize our micro factory here if I can click on it, because I don't need to be collecting. Oops, I don't need to be collecting all three of those. Once I've got the space, then they can actually be merged back in together. That's really interesting as well. We're not that far off level 4 by the looks of it as well. Oh, a little way off yet. So yeah, I think just puzzles and waiting at this point. This is the main thing. I just have to wait for this rare crate, see what it contains. I actually need mostly red stuff, I think. So I probably should have opened a common crate. That's interesting. That's good to know. So common stuff is in red. Rare stuff is blue, and it shows you by the color of the crate. And then you have your other colored crates up there, I guess. Yeah, there we go. And how's our upgrade going? Still 2 hours on that. So I think what I'll do there is wrap it up. That's, other than just continuing to do the never-ending stream of puzzles, that's going to be basically it. That gives you an overview of everything I can currently do at this point in time. Now it's just a waiting game. Can you buy another? You can. No, you can only buy one puzzle building. That's also. Oh, decorations. I didn't see that before. There's none there. Not sure what decorations do, but I can't yet purchase any of them. But I guess at some stage there will be decorations. So yeah, I guess, yeah, exactly as Insomniac says, it's just a waiting game now. I could check back in a couple of hours and claim some stuff, do a few things. So I guess once you have a bit of an engine up and running, it's not a game you'll spend heaps of time in. You just come in and claim things and optimize things and complete a mission and then keep doing that every couple of hours, I guess, while you've got time. So, yeah, it should be fun. I'll probably keep playing for a little while. I certainly enjoy the puzzle side of it and the optimizing the factory side of it. That's really, really interesting. So hopefully there's some more story elements that come up as well. Hasn't been too many of those so far, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I imagine it researching and all sorts of things at times going to get really, really long as you progress further in the game, but that's all right. I enjoyed what I've seen of it so far. That was a pretty fun stream, so thank you to everyone that hung out and joined me in my first playthrough of Sandship. I certainly enjoyed what I saw so far. Just unfortunate now we're stuck with all these cooldown timers that we have to wait to finish, so it is what it is. That's part of mobile gaming these days. So thank you everyone for hanging out, and until next time, I'll see you later.